Okay guys, Sunday the 12th of November and we are on Australian dollar, US dollar. So let's have a quick recap of this market from last week in relation to our Sunday analysis, and then we'll have a look at the market for the trading week ahead. Okay, so we can do it relatively quickly this week because not too much has changed on Australian dollar, US dollar. So we are still within this range of price action. Key resistance up above around about 7685 to 7700. This continues to act as resistance. Down below, we still have those key levels of support around about 7655 down toward 7640. So throughout the week last week, nothing changed for me. I didn't go over anything else with subscribers. We're still looking for potential resistance up here, potential support down below, and then it was only if we started to break out of one of these zones that we'd start looking for something different. You know, until the market gives you more clues, you just follow what price action is telling you and what it is suggesting. And right now it's suggesting the market continues to hold within this range. So coming into next week, we still have that key level of resistance up above, using that previous swing point. So after a strong bearish movement, if we see the market breaking up above this level of resistance, it's worthwhile beginning to look at this area as potential support for that move higher up toward 7730 to 7750. Now we do have the MA200 sitting just above the level. So although if we break out of this area, lots of people will be looking at it as a potential breakout, we want to be a little bit careful of that MA200. Because what we'll potentially be seeing is the market breaking up, hitting the level for a false break, and then coming down very, very strongly. So want to be a little bit careful. You always want to have that MA200 on your radar. Very often it acts as support and resistance. You know, if we come back to last time it was tested in June 2017, you see the market presses up above, comes down, tests the level, and then presses away. When we had that false break up on the 2nd of November, we pressed up, we rejected back down into the MA200, and then the next day we rejected with a strong bearish movement. So down below, if we break below this area of support, I want to be a little bit careful of these two spikes down from the 27th of October and the 7th of November. However, we then, really be looking at the level as potential resistance for that move down into our key support areas down below. So as we've gone over, even if we do start to break down from this level, we still have these key levels lining up with sloping support, which we have identified on the weekly and the daily time frame. It's only really if we start breaking down below this level here that I would start to take a more bearish view, longer term, on Australian dollar, US dollar. So if we break down, worthwhile looking for support, especially if we're lining up with that sloping support line. And then potentially what we'd be looking at is, let me just get rid of some of these arrows. We come down, we test, we look for that move back up to retest, then be potential resistance, and we then look for the bears to step in once again. Okay, so that is pretty much everything for Australian dollar, US dollar this week. As I've mentioned, not too much has changed from the last couple of weeks of our analysis because the market hasn't really made any new price movements. So as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you all have a good trading week next week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.